What is going on, guys? We are back with episode 2 of our Oklahoma City Nighthawks Relocation franchise. It's officially preseason. 3 games to decide who starts and who sits. A chance for anyone, really, to come up and make their mark. Obviously, we do have some players that we think are kind of locked in. You know, Claypool, there's a good chance he's one of the starting wide receivers. I would say same with Sky Moore as well, but you never know. We got a couple of players with some talent, some speed. Kellen Mond, he was kind of the front runner, but Aqueel Glass also has a chance. He's also got a lot of potential, decently fast, good enough throw power. Obviously, offensive line, it's going to be really hard to determine who's the best out of the bunch, but the offensive line probably will stay as follows. Tight end, that's completely up for grabs. Running back's up for grabs. Wide receiver 3 through 5 is up for grabs. Once again, quarterback, we've been over. Fullback's like, hey, I'm good. Cornerbacks, Woolen will likely have a starting job, assuming we don't have any injuries. D-line should be set outside of DT2. Linebackers completely up for grabs. Safety's kind of up for grabs. But, there's a lot of positions that are just not decided yet. And obviously, we're about to find out potentially, even in the first game, kind of who could be the front runner to steal a spot. But speaking of stealing things, you guys stole a special place in my heart. We went for, I don't even know how many likes it was, to be honest. I was just like, maybe they get it, maybe they don't. I think it was it 300? We kind of doubled that, so that's pretty insane. If you guys could get this one to, we'll bump it to 400 likes. We'll do week 1 tomorrow, and I don't have these pre-recorded or anything like that, or I'm not going to pre-record them. Obviously, it'd be kind of weird to talk about pre-recording when this is literally episode 2. You kind of have, it's like, how do you pre-record the next episode if we're just doing this one now? So, I'm going to record them as I see fit, as I see you guys, kind of hitting those like goals and potentially just continuing to upload them daily. But yeah, appreciate it a ton. Maybe subscribe for new. We've seen a decent bit of subscriptions as well. Maybe hit the bell notification. Means a ton to me. And let's go right into this thing and see what we're cooking with. Here it is, the first look at the new uniforms, the new stadium, and ooh-wee! That is looking quite divine. Now, how will the on-field performance look? I don't know, but we're going to look pretty damn stylish while we suck or while we do well. Of course, last season top QBR, Kellen Mond wasn't terrible considering the surrounding talent, having to run for your life. It's kind of the main reason why we went for a quarterback with some speed. That's kind of what we were aiming for. All the quarterbacks have above average speed. The quarterbacks we were targeting in the draft were all above average speed. It's just we kind of missed out on them just barely. We lost out on 2 potential starting quarterbacks within 5 picks of our pick. Could have maybe made a trade up. It's just when you have a team that is still developing, obviously, you don't want to make all these moves to go up the board to grab a quarterback that's probably going to struggle no matter how good they are out the gate. It's just inevitable, honestly. You can only do so much when you have lack of separation, lack of blocking, lack of ground game, lack of defense, lack of coaching at this rate. It's not a good sign. Of course, the coaching staff, they're on quote-unquote short leashes as well. There's no guarantee in this league whether or not your talent is good or not. You can't just play really poorly, 0 wins to be exact, back-to-back years and keep your job. Short leashes, for sure. Short leashes. We kick the ball first, which, I suppose is the best chance to not give up a score in a way, because if we get the ball first, throw a pick, that's guaranteed points, right? So, obviously, 15-minute quarters. Going to be coming in and out of the lineups and, seeing as much as we can as far as Ryan Tannehill goes, starting quarterback for the Bengals. 84 overall, still looking sharp enough. And is he the kind of guy to lead this? You can see Kupp. Seems like they went with a sort of pass-heavy offense, right? They do have Najee Harris on the other side. I can't tell who the hell that is, to be honest. But run to start out, and we actually did a really good job there. Tyndall making a really good play with a hit stick. I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough pages there for all of your draft picks, but boom. Not a bad start for the defense, actually. Pretty good. Of course, D-line's not going to be that bad. Now, we do have to worry about coverage as really good job there. by Nizrilladine on the cutback. I mean, that was an amazing cutback by Najee. Does gain a few yards, but all things considered, that was pretty good. I mean, we look like we're going to get destroyed. They're going to run it again, and they break a tackle, but they're not going to get it. We actually make our first stop. Kind of swarm, and the boys are excited. Darden getting the first of potentially many kick returns. Not bad. Maybe could have went down the boundary line, but wanted a chance at the cutback for a touchdown. You know, sometimes doing a little bit too much can also cost the job. Of course, Kellen Mond, modest ratings. Still a long way to go in his development, but still, it's his job to lose at this point. Kylan Hill. Oh, they got some superstars on that line. You know, his job to lose kind of as well, but probably not the highest upside of everyone, and the blocking. We lose nearly 3 on the first play. Not really much to do but to throw it after a loss like that. Play action look. Kellen Mond on the rollout. Going to take the underneath to the big 6'7" tight end Davidson, gaining 4 yards on the play. MVP. Is that our MVP? I mean, they don't wear blue, right? That's it's a bit early. It's not even just the season, but just a bit early into the life of this. And we're going to try to throw it, and it's going to be tipped and picked. There's not much you can do if you're Kellen Mond on that play. Great gains. I believe he swatted it and intercepted it. Look at this thing. He doesn't care. Well, defense made a really good play. I did kind of say this is, you know, given the ball, getting the ball first would have been the best chance for them to score. And as you can see here, we kind of weren't wrong because, I mean, they didn't get the ball. You know, we didn't get the ball first, but it was the same kind of situation, right? And he ended up giving up great field position after we started with the ball. And Jordan Davis not really looking super great in the run defense. Obviously kind of made a decent play there, but it was more Najee running into him than anything. Like I said, D-line, not terrible so far. Anderson having a chance to maybe make a play here, and he's going to cut it back. Najee Harris is not going to get in. Baron Browning with the tackle. Give it to the D-line. They're actually looking insanely sharp right now. Go right back to the run. This time they're not stacking. Najee's going to find some... It's Kylan Hill. Wishful thinking's not going to bring Najee to this team, whether you believe it or not. Going to be on the run here. And really good throw. Well, I mean, a little underthrown, but Tutu's that fast. Tries to cut it back. Gets it to the 31. The biggest play of the game for either team. And may already establish the biggest play for us all preseason. Not bad on the run, actually. Try to set feet and kind of just continue to run here. And we're going to take a bad throw under pressure, and we're going to throw a pick right to Chris Harris Jr. This time we actually got the right Harris down. Yeah, offense not having the greatest of starts. Of course, defense not bad, to be honest, as there's a easy first down for Kylan Hill. Najee Harris for a gain of about 12. Jordan Davis kind of getting manhandled so far, which is a little surprising for him. You know, definitely thought he was going to be a crazy anchor for us, but getting moved a bit off ball, and Najee falls down. The shot to the shins must have hurt him there. I mean, I don't hope for injury, but I'm also not hoping every player ever that's good is just, like, always healthy, right? I mean, I guess that's kind of wishing for injury. Tariq Woolen, those slants, that's kind of what you're worried about with him. You know, you obviously hope that you can get a nice press off, but, I mean, look at that. Cooper Kupp, that's not an easy matchup for anyone, let alone a rookie as Nizrilladine with a 2-yard, allowed tackle only, which is, once again, really impressive. The run defense is looking really good. Brian Burns has been a little silent so far. Don't know how long he'll play. He's obviously kind of the established player outside. A little bit of pressure. They lose 4. So far, pretty impressed with the entire squad. As Ward is going to pass him off. He's got a lot of players to cover, and the thing to throw is a little off. We may have had a chance at that. It looked a lot worse after the fact, but might have actually had a chance to get there with Sean Wade. Kind of got pass interfered a little bit. Maybe not. I mean, he's allowed to be in that space, but I wish he wasn't in that space. You know, he didn't let me in, please. All right, not a great start so far, Mr. Kellen Mond. Hasn't been too inaccurate, but not really seeing any openings here. And there's Sky Moore, and he holds on. What an amazing catch, actually. Decided to throw it anyways. Maybe a little dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, Greg Gaines is having himself a start. The offensive line is not holding up well. Not that we expected it to, but here we go with the RPO type of look. And they're going to hand it off to Kylan Hill. Kind of taken out by his own tight end there. Bunch of slow guys moving across formation. Didn't really work out. And here we see ourselves with a 3rd and 9. Could be one of the last opportunities for this offense. The number ones, if you will. And once again, pressure again. Obviously, kind of empty backfield. Looked like they were bringing the blitz. Maybe should have brought someone back behind us. But, yeah, not great on offense at all. The punt god getting himself a chance in preseason. Let's see what he's got. And what he's got is a booming leg. And it pins down to the 9. Defense, though. I mean, obviously, there's still plenty of time for the number 2s to come in and show something. But looking pretty promising. And Jordan Davis. Whether you actually get credit for the sack or not, I don't think the quarterback matters. Got a big guy like him coming over you. You know, doing things around you. You're not feeling great. Nice spin move by Jordan. And a really good job by Tyndall. Got to learn to get your hands up. He's kind of just looking for the big pop every time, which I don't blame. I don't mind. But when you have a chance for a knockout, you got to take it. Jordan Davis tries to spin again. Oh, nice spin, speaking of, but runs out of room, and that will be a punt. Sky Moore on that outside, one-on-one. Maybe has himself a chance. And I think you take that. It's not bad. And he drops it. That was dropped right on the money. Quick throw look, kind of ready for a potential mid here. Maybe a quick throw over to Kylan. It is not. We got out of there, and we could have maybe ran. We'd like to see the tight end move, but he doesn't. Kellen will take a 7-yard gain. Of course, kind of gets popped as well. 4th down. I thought it was 3rd. Call me freaking Tom Brady. All right, halftime with a bit of a deficit, 3-13. Still managing, though. You know, we're still managing. I mean, their number 2s are probably just as good as our number 1, so, I mean, it's not terrible. Bidet, very decent kick returner himself with a lot of speed, gets a chance, takes it to the 21-yard line. Ty Chandler. A couple of backups in general in. Ty Chandler, a guy with a high potential to start or at least see good play time. And Greg Gaines still in there. Takes us down, but a 5-yard gain. Aqueel Glass, seeing obviously less superstars in the game, so kind of getting away with actual read options now. And Glass gets a pretty good chance. He's going to take it for a gain of about 9 on the play. I was going to go with the play action, but I actually kind of like the way the blocks are set up here. Well, I like the potential of the blocks. They didn't really turn out to be that great. Go for some quicker throws. You know, Amari Rogers looking pretty primed on this. And that is just a missed time pass. Not even just that, but that was a pretty bad ball in general. Kind of sit down spot, and we kind of just threw it behind him. Yeah, so we're going to take the tight end here with a little bit of pressure, and that just bounces right off of Cole Turner's hands. He's got to do better than that, and that's going to be another punt. Backups galore. Of course, some of the guys will stay in. Israel Adine and maybe some of the D linemen here and there, and McDuffie making a pretty good play. Their offensive line must not be that great either, because I mean, obviously they're all backups now, but we kind of had ourselves an okay, job with them. A lot of backups in, though. A lot of them. And once again, Browning, these linebackers, man. I'll tell you what, we are not getting rid of our linebackers coach. He may even be head coach at some point. Like, this man he's done something with these guys. I said it. Off the edge, Shaka Tony. Nice little move inside. He's going to take a shot. And it's just overthrown for both guys. You know, Wade kind of following the receiver there, looking for Darden. Of course, this is a little harsh for, the backup quarterback to be playing with backups that probably shouldn't even be in the league. But we'll, give it, a grain of salt. And Cole Turner making up for that wide open drop earlier. Gains about 9. Here goes Amari Rogers. It's kind of what you expect him to do. But once again, he is kind of iffy for next level speed. So we'll see what he can do on this. But 2nd and 1. And some really good blocks. Amari Rogers tries to cut it inside. Cannot do it. Gets about 6. I just feel like if Amari Rogers can't do something after the catch or, is a really good route runner, there's just too many players on the team that can do what he can do, but at a higher level that you can kind of worry about him a little bit. And once again, under pressure, basically a throwaway. The worst part of it is you need to develop the pass game or the run game to even do anything in the pass game. We can't get blocks for either. to the outside. It's a pretty good throw, and Amari Rodgers will come up with it. You would hope for some better development by now, but hasn't really seen it, and that's just an insta-shed. A loss of 3. I mean, this is... I'm just not sure how we're going to run the ball this season, and they shouldn't be ready for this at all, right? And we'll just actually take this to the outside. Really good block. Slips off! That's what we were talking about. This is how you separate yourself. Amari Rodgers with the slip-off. Turns up maybe 6 or 7 yard gain. Really good block by Cole Turner, I think it was, into a 20+. Ty Chandler, and that is a nice little move. Once again, these are the plays you need to make. Now, I'm not saying any running back is really done, outstandingly better than the next, but that's how you show that maybe you are better than the next. Darden with a chance now on the sweep-type play to the outside, and that's just... I mean, you can't really blame Cole Turner. He's a tight end going up against an NFL pass rusher. But also got to be a little careful. Want to keep this game manageable with a field goal if it comes to it. And that's a tough throw, and it's overthrown for a pick. That's a great decision, and unfortunately just overthrew a touchdown. We lose the points like we were just afraid of doing. And it's going to be their ball, up 10, instead of a potential 3-point game. And here you can see no pass rush, really, no run defense. Is that Devontae Freeman? And, oh, there you go. Free rush by Shaka Toney, who I will admit has kind of separated himself from the rest so far in this game. I mean, maybe even looking better than Brian Burns when you consider talent versus talent. And that's not bad. Melifonwu on the outside. 39, Scott, the perfect slot corner. In a pretty good position here and kind of forces that to be a sack. So unfortunately, after that stop, things got a bit ugly. There was an early interception, almost a pick 6. It was that close. And now we see ourselves with a 2-minute drive down 21. Not that it's going to be a chance to win the game, but there you go, Yeboah. Thought that guy was going to jump down on the tight end below. Maybe it was a little risky anyways, but it worked out. A chance to just, hey, if it's a situation where it's 2-minute warning, you got to try to tie the game up or something. Let's see if we can actually get it done. And the tight end is open. That is a bit of an overthrow, but you can't blame that. It's just a bad decision. And Chris Harris Jr. with 3 interceptions. I do have to kind of think, hey, why is he even out there still? But regardless, not a pretty first game for this Nighthawks team. And you just got to think, where do you go from here? Obviously, there's a couple of positives. The pass rush, the D-line was pretty good in the first quarter. The starting lineup was actually not bad on defense. Coverage is a little spotty. Interior was a little iffy, but the linebackers cleaned that up. Offense was just atrocious across the board. There was a couple of decent routes, but overall the offensive line was just bad at every level. Punting was good. Fielding was decent. Didn't fumble the ball or anything like that. The blocks were okay to gain a few yards. Quarterback play, Kellen Mond was, below average, but he wasn't glass bad. So we'll see. Cole McDonald still has yet to see the field, but likely will see a little bit of time in this next game. But yeah, I mean, it's just not a whole lot of positive takeaways from last game. Obviously, Kellen Mond didn't really play that much in general, but his interceptions weren't just bad throws, where Glass had a lot of bad throws in general. Rushing, once again, not much to show for because the offensive line was just terrible. Amari Rodgers had a couple of decent plays, I suppose. Chase Claypool wasn't great off the line. Tight end play wasn't terrible from some of the guys we had. And then D-line, defense, Tyndall was pretty damn good. Shaka Toney was actually really good in that game. There's a couple of positives on defense, but it's kind of really where it stops. Which, speaking of, 65 overall now, Mr. Shaka Toney. See what his upgrade looks like. 3 to tackle. Gonna kind of need actual pass rush upgrades, but okay. Got a couple of our staff goals as well, which is nice to have. Going up against Cleveland now. In Cleveland. This could be an ugly first quarter. Recommend stopping the deep pass against Mac Jones. What do you mean? That's like worrying about the QB scramble against freaking Tom Brady. What are you doing? I'd probably say medium pass at best. So not many changes to the lineup. Change the running back. Starting role is now Ty Chandler for now. The starting tight end is Cole Turner. Offensive line, I think I might have changed one of the guards out. Defense is pretty much the same, though. Once again, the defense was pretty damn good in the first round, the first quarter. And, yeah, Mac Jones, the quarterback for Cleveland. Not a terrible player. A lot of potential. Kind of expecting short passes. Maybe they are right. Maybe it's going to be the deep game, but I just don't see it. And the fans are like, who are these guys? What kind of... is it a 33rd team in the league? What's happening here? Tucker, whose leg is going to age 2 years per season playing for the Nighthawks, gets this one off. Not really a great play, to be honest, although definitely trying to test the fielding anyways. We know he can kick far, so it's kind of irrelevant. But Mac Jones, don't know if they're going to show much about last week or if they're just going to talk about, he has overalls maybe last season. Cleveland, not really sure too much. Once again, we were kind of worried about the behind-the-scenes operations, coaching, player retention, player additions. I didn't really pay attention too much to the rest of the league. We're the owner underneath, and that's what you got to worry about. You're the last line of defense on that one. Jabril, comes up and slows him down pretty quickly there, but Charlie Kolar with the reception. A little surprised Kolar is the tight end. Right tackle there, a superstar. Burns against a superstar. Does a pretty good job, misses. And Drake Jackson with the sack. Of course, Brian Burns kind of thieving off a little bit of one there. Obviously did help him in a way, whether he actually got to him or not. Josh Jacobs is the running back as well, and Davis trying to fight, gets the double team, and Woolen actually with a chance to pick that. And speaking of Woolen, the 2022 draft class, we've seen this a few times, really expecting a lot of these guys to show up and create a decent culture around here. Obviously a lot of speed, good heights, good athleticism. And speaking of athleticism, the big man forcing a 3rd and 23 kind of throwaway, if you will. Once again, this defense, this first quarter defense has played really well. Obviously, most offenses aren't going to be, pulling out their main stuff, and even some of their starting talent might not actually be the starters, but still, it's good. And we had a chance at the cutback right. Just wanted to get as many yards as we could, and here comes the offense. Ty Chandler, maybe not. They're kind of ready for it, so we're going to go with the play action, which is not a bad start. Who expects a play action before an actual run underneath Ty Chandler? Of course, very, very fast. It's kind of what you're expecting to get out of a running back. Once again, we do want the power. We do want the durability from Kylan Hill, but man, is he slow. He's a slow player. Play action. Going to throw to 2-2 Atwell. Nice find. Would have liked to see him cut up field. Couldn't really get that ball off as quick as possible. Probably should have canceled the play action there, but did that against a superstar X Factor. I don't even know who the hell that is, to be honest. Probably should, but we don't. And here goes. It's go low. 50-50 ball, and he holds on. Chase Claypool, the man, the strong, large individual. A little bit of a late throw. I thought maybe Sky Moore was going to be our look, and obviously just simply wasn't. Kylan Hill, speaking of, getting a chance to run the ball. And tries the truck, can't. Ty Chandler on the inside. Actually not bad blocks, but Bobby Wagner all over that. Got a lot of options here, but who's actually going to get open? The running back looks very open. And Bobby Wagner with the tackle, but not until the first time. Chandler, not a bad route. Sky Moore looks pretty good. Claypool, depends on what kind of zone coverage they're potentially running. And they're actually ready for this, and we stick way too hard in the pocket. Believing in that play too much. There's positives and negatives to take away from that decision, but more negative than positive, unfortunately. 2nd and 20. Tough to get off, get back from. Nice little play, though. Turner falling forward all the way to the 21. That is a bit of a surprising play. Once again, not the most athletic guy in the world, and, made up ground quickly on a simple little drag. Inside run, and Ty Chandler fighting hard. Nice job there by the center. Harris just pancaked the guy. Impressive stuff. Was looking for those outsides. Kind of looking for a potential Claypool shot here. It's not going to be. Wow, that's a really good pass off. Holy crap, what a catch, though. Atwell with a really good catch, but did not expect that corner to be able to make that play there. And here's Mr. Kylan Hill trucking over a man. Gains about 6 or 7. Kind of look for the drag for Sky Moore. Maybe Turner slips behind. And we're going to take that shot. It's a little iffy, and it's going to be intercepted. Kellenma on the last line of defense going against Gardner Johnson. Pushes him out of bounds. Really good play to recover from the mistake, but a little bit of a late throw. Did not think he was going to pick that, though. Like I said, a little late. You want this ball out here, but obviously it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, it's not that late, though, right? Like, he kind of gets bumped. You don't know what happens here. If this bump doesn't work out and the guy follows, the tight end there, you're not looking great. I mean, the tight end's just got to fight harder there. But back to the defense, who's, once again, played pretty well to start this thing out. Caden Stearns got burned there. Yep, there it is. Good find. Patrick Peterson trailing a little bit in man coverage. Once again, he's not the youngest guy anymore. We don't care how much Patrick Peterson gets burned. We're happy to have him. We're coming with the blitz here. Is the right call, too, but nobody wins. Peterson misses. Good tackle one-on-one against Josh Jacobs there, but that's going to take him down to the 18-yard line. We'd love to see the edge contained a little bit better there. Or at all, really. And wow, that is a push. Oh my God. Once again, it's a 2-on-1, but Jordan Davis with that size, I mean, I'll replay this for you in case you missed it. I mean, you could see Sewell and Glasgow just absolutely handle. I mean, that's just, this is what, this isn't what we were signing up for, but this is the kind of defense, to be able to take these two on, at least hold your ground a little bit, is kind of what we were hoping to get out of him. And, I mean, that's just a massive blowback. Once again, it's two players, two humans, totaling over 600 pounds, but, that's the kind of specialty we were hoping for. Of course, they're going to gain about 4 on that play. And, a little bit of an opening there. Once again, pick your poison. Probably should have picked that one, but I suppose if we cover that, it might be a touchdown right down the middle. But regardless, you got to hope somebody covers their job as Tyndall's going to get blocked up, and that's just perfect blocking. Touchdown, Browns. All right, so Glass is coming in with some of the starters. Let's kind of see what he can get up to. Turner's looking pretty good here. We're going to take that shot and way right off his hands. I mean, Turner seems to be pretty decent at getting open, decent at, running after the catch, but you've got to at least catch the ball to be able to do those things, and that's something I can't. Oh, that is a really good play by their guy there. Once again, it is an X factor, Jalen Ramsey, but you kind of have to do those things to be able to run after the catch. Again, we love the punting from our rookie, so let's take a quick look at this thing. And, oh, wow. I did not think that was staying in bounds. The return man didn't see anything. I was like, okay, that's strange. Didn't really get a chance to look at the punt return, but really good defense. Stopped him for a 3-and-out. They're only leading 7-0 here. Screen pass out to Ty Chandler. He's just gone. Wow, that's some speed. I mean, usually when you see a guy outrun his lineman like that, you're like, oh, what are you doing, pal? You need the blocks, but he knew better. He was like, you know what? I can run. And he was right. He can run. We're not really liking it. We had the comeback routes and a little debatable on the throwaway there. Could have been grounding, but they're going to say it wasn't, thankfully. Of course, the place is shaken. Earthquake insurance. Here's Claypool. And good catch by Claypool. Thought maybe the DT was going to get that. 3rd and 7. Not really much of a gain. Pressure is immense right now. And on the run, really good throw to Sky Moore, who should have the first down. Is a little debatable there. Is that Wagner? I thought that was Ramsey. That man Wagner still got a lot left in the tank with that kind of speed. Play action. It's going to be a little bit tougher to go across the grain, but we're going to audible this to the other side. A little bit more room to work with. Of course, the comeback with Claypool you can depend on a little bit more, too, because of his size. We're going to take the underneath to the tight end. And Turner, nice little truck, gains about 4 or 5. Can we finally get into the end zone, though? We've struggled mightily to finish out drives. I like these little out cuts from the tight ends. They're pretty promising. And that's just a really good play by Bobby. An amazing catch by Ty, though. Runs up on the running back and almost forces that out as well. And number 78's got to do better there. We don't need the double team there. They're going to say he gained a first down. I don't know if he reached last second, but that did not look like a first down. But we're going to take it. We're going to hurry up. Try to hike this ball before they challenge it. This is a perfect time to challenge it. See if your eyes deceive you or not. And there's Sky Moore, a little underthrown, but that's where you want it. Sky Moore seemed to have no issues going low for those catches. Really like his ability to adjust to each ball placement. Of course, going against Ramsey a bit this game too. He's looking pretty good in this one. As Ty Chandler, I mean, that's what we're missing. We need a guy to be able to break that first tackle. We haven't seen it from anyone yet. Sky Moore, I don't know if I really like this, but that's a really good play by Aqueel. Maybe if you would have let him up a little bit more, it would have been a touchdown. But gain 7, 3rd and 3, basically. They're going to go from the 3. I don't trust the run, obviously. So, of course, you could do a corner fade with Claypool there. We're going to take it. And, wow, almost intercepted. That's not a bad throw by Glass. I mean, that gives his guy a chance. Of course, I didn't see who we were actually going against. Probably something we should have looked at. Number 37, Hall. Not 100% sure who that is, but not as tall as Claypool. Claypool just kind of gets lost. I'm not sure where he's going here. And it's Bryce Hall, who isn't, the smallest corner in the world, but once again, 3 inches shorter. And trust me, I know what it's like to lack 3 inches. I think you go for this, see what you can get. And on the run, he gets pass interfered, and because of that, what's the flag? Could be a late hit, actually. They're going to call pass interference, like we said. I mean, it was clearly pass interference. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Tutu Atwell or whoever it was, Sky Moore was Tutu or one of them, absolutely won. Of course, inside run, and we're going to be short again. Can we please? Who would expect Claypool of all people? Davidson, I mean, this is prime. Unless someone adjusts to the run-up, this should be a loss of 3. Yes, that's what I expected. Had a chance at the pitch reverse on the run, and nobody's going to see Glass run in. Finally, a touchdown. Took us way too long. No score for the Browns. Defense doing a pretty good job here. And we're going to go with a little bit of a play action here. Maybe actually take this to Tutu. Did not see that as a predetermined. Good drop, to be honest. Getting a little aggressive on 2nd and 10. Maybe not the worst call. And try to throw it away. Couldn't. I mean, we are getting a little antsy. I can admit. Kind of rolling out when we just didn't need to. All right, screen pass on 3rd and 24. Let's see if there's, this is a big situation. This is kind of, preparing you for, let's say, the 29-yard line. You're, 3rd and 15. You're trying to get a punt that can pin them inside the 5. Let's see what we could turn this into. This Chandler is going to need some blocks and not going to get them at all. Jalen Ramsey, really good play. And yeah, just bad blocking again. All right, 7 minutes in the 4th quarter. Cole McDonald's first chance to start. And the team is holding on to a 3-point lead after a touchdown by the Browns. And Bidet going to get it to the 31-yard line. You can see the momentum is clearly in their favor right now, which I don't know if I agree with or disagree with. Cole McDonald showing off the speed. And Cole McDonald slips it for the first. Of course, Cole McDonald, still looking downfield a little bit, but never really had a chance on that. And that's impressive to be able to turn that into a first down. I mean, just outrunning everybody. Inside handoff to Jackson, and once again, the interior guard. That left guard spot has been super sus this entire preseason process. I don't even think it's been the same guy every time. Once again, on the run. Gonna take that. That is amazing. Fiocco with all the room in the world. Down to the 2. Oh my. Yeah, that Browns defense. Once again, you see Jalen Ramsey in there, though. I was about to say that Browns defense, their backups are pretty iffy. But Jackson up the middle is going to get stopped for a loss of 2 almost. Gotta say, though, Cole McDonald, especially with those legs, looking very good. Let's actually look for the pass. Javian Hawkins over the middle. And he will win that route. Touchdown, Nighthawks. That 3rd string offense looking pretty good. Defense comes away with the pick as well. 3rd and 9. I mean, you got to like your chances if you can convert here. I mean, I don't know how they can stop you. Ooh, stepping up hard. See Fiocco. And Fiocco with a couple of decent plays here. But he could be moving up the roster up a little bit here. 2 for 70 on his 3 or 4 spottings this game. Read option for Cole. And tries to cut it. Of course, doesn't get it. Gains about 3. Right, Deion Jackson. We got a lot of running backs on this squad. Who gets the 3 spots potentially. Maybe we do give up a 4th, and there goes Dion. Tries to cut, can't do it. Gains about 12. Test off the size of Seth Williams if we can to the corner there. Gives up that inside leverage. Fiocco. We'll give him that chance. And there's a little bit of a flag. Not really sure what that could be. Maybe a hold. Personal foul, late hit on the quarterback. We'll let that tack on, obviously. The offense looking really good. Do we send out the third? We send out the 3s for the start of the regular season. Really expected that comeback route to work. On the run, no chance in hell that ever goes. But yeah, I gotta say, I really like this Fiocco guy. He's a big fella. We do have that in Chase Claypool, which is kind of the reason why, unfortunately, sorry Fiocco, that he didn't get a better look earlier on. Let's go to him, speaking of. And kind of just bounces off his hands. Not a bad throw, considering we were at a bad situation for a jump ball situation there. Not terrible. Once again, I don't know if they really care about this win, but you see Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner still playing there. All right, up 13 from the 25-yard line, about a minute 37. Let's see if defense can call a game. Screen pass. And he just doesn't even get out there. Good job by Tyler Shelvin. Kind of the poor man's Jordan Davis. And I mean extremely poor. I mean like poverty line, like, we're not going to go any further than that. Shakatoni with a nice move. And Sean Wade getting back there last second on the tight end to get a hand on it. Of course, that's kind of what Shakatoni's move has been. Used the speed rush, cut inside last second. He's really abusing these youngsters, and there he goes. Speaking of getting abused, it's pretty good by Sean Wade, who almost gets mossed, but Wade's doing pretty well. Of course, kind of playing more of a number 1/2 role rather than the slot, which is kind of what his role is going to be. Giving him a chance just to see what's up. And once again, beats. And so you get Sean Wade, not beats. And once again, kind of 50-50 ball. Doesn't win, doesn't lose. A little bit of a desperation heave. Obviously, it's now a turnover on downs, but up the middle. Jackson getting some blocks. Slips off for the first down. 4th and 7 situation. We're able to kind of just take a last-second chance to just throw it up there and see what comes down if we can. Fiocco, whoever really gets the one-on-one. Fiocco has that. And what a jump, but springboards off his hands. They're going to give him 1 second. Oh, Lord. I didn't think the play was going to end up that fast. Tyndall kind of just lost. And he's going to take the shot. He's going to get it up there. Tyndall has a chance if this ball bounces back and almost intercepted there by Gillespie, but not a bad showing as the Nighthawks get their first ever professional win. Obviously, it's a preseason game, so we're not going to, come out and say, oh, here's our Super Bowl, but kind of is our Super Bowl, as we may not win a single regular season game, but not a terrible performance, especially from the 3s, which I suppose isn't the best thing to happen. Once again, the offense struggling a little bit to finish. A lot of inconsistencies in the route running department, and the offensive line is still losing. They were a little bit better in the pass blocking game, but the ground game is just non-existent still. But looking at all the quarterbacks, obviously Mon had an interception. Really wasn't his fault. Cole McDonald was pretty decent. Glass wasn't half bad himself. 70% completion too. I mean, it's kind of tough. 2 rushing touchdowns as well. I mean, it's really tough. I think Glass gets the starting job next week. But would I say right now that I would give the starting job over Mon, who, of course, has had a whole season with this offense and this team under the belt? I don't think so, but you got to see if Glass can actually do it against the ones to be able to make the argument if he's better or not. Obviously, he played, with his number ones, but not all the number ones on defense were in. It was about the second quarter. Of course, a lot of upgrades. Niang, one of the better linemen on this team, going to get a finesse upgrade, and he gets, decent, a little bit. He's almost in the 70s for all blocking, which isn't terrible. Amari Rogers, quite literally a slot guy, but we're going to go with the deep threat because we want him to get up some speed potentially. 2 to deep route and some pretty good overall upgrades in general. But yeah, very, very lacking in the athleticism department. Darden, definitely not an issue for him. His athleticism's perfectly fine. As you can see, 91 speed, 93 excel, pretty good route running. And then Sean Wade, the guy that we're hoping develops into a very solid slot corner. Going to get a slot upgrade and gets a speed. Not bad at all. So for the final game, we definitely moved up the lineup a little bit as well. Obviously, Glass talked about being the starter this week. Maybe move Cole McDonald up as well as, once again, Kellen Mond. It's not really about what he can do to hold on to the job. It's about what the guys around him can do to steal his job. There's not really much Mond can do, good or bad, to hold on to it, but if somebody else shows that they can be way better, they can show some crazy flashes, maybe we can win, because obviously it doesn't take much for Mond to hold on, whereas the other guys, if they can show something, maybe. Fiocco, the number 1 wide receiver this week, playing that kind of Chase Claypool role. Don't really need to see more of Claypool. It's pretty safe to say he's the starter. Chandler, going to get the starting job again this week, I think. I really think it is kind of coming down to Chandler and Kylan Hill for the starting job. Hawkins didn't really get much of a chance. We'll actually give him the starting job this week. We'll see. And then defensively, McGrone is the starting middle linebacker, and Melifonwu with a starting job in this one. Of course, Gillespie also taking a starting role at the strong safety spot. So a couple of change-ups for the final preseason week. I definitely think this has been valuable. I think there's still a lot left to be done before we're a good team or even a capable team. But as far as what our current roster looks like, I think we're getting a good idea of who is the best versus the worst. 1st and 10, and Jabril with a pop up the middle. Aggressive, once again, like we said many times now. D-line isn't the biggest worry of this team at all. This is the strong suit, if there were to be one on the squad. Hopefully at least give us a chance to win games. If we're going to have any chance, it's going to be those guys as Burns tries to make the play. And 3rd and 8, going to get wrapped up pretty cleanly by Woolen. Give him a little bit of room, but only a 5-yard gain when they needed 8, so... And that's pretty much a punt every time in these situations. 2nd and 9 with Amari Rogers in the slot, and he wins his route on the run. Pretty good throw. Maybe slightly behind, which is a bit hard to do when you got such a slow receiver going there, but really good route run. Really good win. Going to go with the wiggle from Hawkins. Could open up Fiocco. Doesn't really, to be honest, but he holds on. Fiocco not really winning that route, but... definitely winning the catch. Really like this Fiocco guy, but once again, does he really fit the scheme when you already have a guy like Chase Claypool? I don't know. As Glass is going to run up the middle, and a very weird slide. Once again, another thing that you just don't think you need to work on, but it's something some guys just can't do well without a little bit of coaching, is just sliding. That was an ugly slide. 2nd and 4. Looking for the tight end, can't get it there, and Glass going to throw that one away. 3rd and 4, haven't really run it. We're going to spread this out a little bit, so hopefully Cole Turner can get a little bit of a chip, and it could be an easy 1st down, and it is. Good job, boys. Javian Hawkins gains about 8. Amari Rogers in that deep out. Fiocco on a slant. Sky Moore. I think we're going to actually send to the end zone. I know they have a little bit of an inside leverage of the safety, but that's what I was hoping for, and that's a terrible throw. Maybe never had a chance anyways. Who is that, man? That's a huge player. Kyle Hamilton. Once again, not the fastest player in the world, but with that size and the smarts, read that all the way. I mean, that's just not a good throw, though. I mean, if you look at this, Kyle's moving there. You can see as soon as we're throwing, though, his eyes just instantly run and go over there. I mean, this is a wounded duck as well. I mean, that's just terrible. Obviously, if you have some elite throw power, you get that in there. The corner's way off of him. Jordan Davis against the double team, and Nizarudin just kind of caught napping there. Jordan Davis against the double team. Gets a nice spin and burns. You can see that coming from a mile away. I'm really surprised he even saw that. It looked like it was going to be an untouched, just monster play. It was going to kill him. Either way, it worked out really well, though. Actually, a secret blessing in disguise. Ward, oh, we just got torched on that. Trying to make the recovery, and will not, but misses the catch. Anthony Miller straight up dropped it. When you grab a former Bears player, you're kind of expecting those plays, and Darden really makes a great play there and just takes it out of bounds. Bit of an interesting option play, and really good blocking as Glass. Oh, that's a terrible attempt. I know Kyle Hamilton's huge and probably just throws him to the side anyways, but you got to do better than that, and man, is he huge. He's so gigantic. Even that guy right there in the middle, number 25, who is that? These guys are crazy. Cole Turner, a little bit underthrown, gains about 4. Up the middle, Hawkins. Nice little slip. I do like the size of Hawkins. You know, you looked at this offensive line and you're thinking, okay, not a good offensive line. What is one of the best ways to maybe try to overcome that? Maybe get a power back like Kylan Hill, like I said. Didn't really work out. Not really liking it, to be honest. Uh-oh. Yeah, kind of off the blind side. Glad he didn't fumble there, but got to get out there sooner, throw it sooner. Maybe had a quicker look, but a little iffy on the throw power with these guys. If that doesn't work, you go with a smaller guy like Hawkins. Maybe he's the option because, you know, he's a little bit harder to find, a little bit harder to tackle. And Fioco's kind of winning that, of course, underthrown. And, I mean, just once again, a really good job of getting up there. Just doesn't have the hands, though. Fortunately, could not get to that. And we maybe had that out to Amari, but didn't matter anyways. Got a little antsy again, but more importantly, just no blocking. A little bit tougher. There's a bit of wind involved in this one. But it is an absolute beauty. This thing is just, I mean, I would sell that as an NFT, to be honest. Gotta give it up to us. Looking pretty good in the run defense. And Wade blows it up again. I think Hawkins was a little more open on that. Blocking has been iffy as hell again. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. And there's no one on the tight end, and it gets there. Once again, Cole Turner. I don't know what it is about this man. I don't know if his excel is insane, but the guy, when he catches the ball, just takes off. I mean, I think he's won the starting job, if you ask me. I mean, I don't think it's even close. And we're about to... There's another interception for a defensive lineman in preseason. And we just completely... What the hell was that? Christian Barmore, the interception. We had a chance in the corner to Cole Turner, perhaps. So the first points of the board are for the Broncos. They get a touchdown. Chance to return it is Mr. Tutu Atwell, a guy that I kind of want a little bit more for the offense rather than... Oh, geez, really good. Was it the punter? Tight end. You know, rather have for the offense than the punt return, kick return game. But, yeah, I mean, looking at, you know, this is kind of a test game for us. We were trying to see if maybe Glass was just kind of beneficiating from not having to play the true number ones. There's a running back wide open there, Jamie Hawkins, who I got to admit has kind of grown to be the number one here. And it's game 3, and he's finally getting his chance. I mean, he might just shoot up right to number 1 after this game, not going to lie. But Glass, I think, is not really, it's not really been his fault necessarily. Take that tight end, why not? And he holds on. There you go, Turner. Best catch of preseason. And without a doubt, his best catch. I mean, it's not even close. Well, I suppose the best catch of preseason would kind of just make that the fact in general. Like a Sky Moore, who, once again, has disappeared a little bit, but he's been clearly the best wide receiver all preseason. Just winning routes, catching the ball, you know, getting in position. He's kind of been put in a position to where we don't really care too much about what he's doing, so we're not really setting plays up for him to get open. Once again, preseason's about showing or trying to show players or get showcasing of players that aren't starters, aren't expected to do anything. So, you know, setting up plays for guys like Sky Moore or Chase Claypool really don't matter. You know, that we already have them as projected starters. I mean, like, look at this. Like, he's just open. Terrible throw. But going up against this superstar defender, he wins his route, and, you know, it should have been a big play, maybe even a touchdown. So, you know, no real need to just even throw him the ball, but you see that player, and that is an insane play by number 32. Good tackle by Turner. Was a little angry about that. What is that? Saw it late because I just, you know, I see the underneath there, and he's going for Turner. Maybe should have just went to Sky Moore because it would have been more in the central of the field, but is that just underthrown? I let him upfield because he's open, but bit of a late read in general. Stepping into it, Fioco, the man. He's talking about Sky Moore has been the best wide receiver just because of what he's been able to do getting open, but Fioco may have taken that job there. Maybe not his job, but you know what I mean. I've taken the best wide receiver pre-season title, if you will. Good pancakes, and speaking of Sky Moore, tapping the feet down excellently, getting us to the 34. This has been a nice drive for the wide receivers. Got to give it to him. Not bad for the quarterback either. Blocking has been just good enough. And we try to step up. It just did not work. And they're saying for us to go for the field goal. I do agree, but I think we can get away with another throw. I think we want a different play-action play, though. Got Fiocco. I don't really like the tight ends going deep. And throw it away. We can't. I can see why they wanted us to go for the field goal instantly. I mean, how do you play action if you're going to get in untouched? Don't get me wrong. Our play calling definitely changes in the regular season. You obviously have to see what you're actually capable of in preseason, and gotta be honest, it really doesn't feel like a whole lot. All right, lineup's changing a little bit up again. Once again, all three quarterbacks will be on the roster no matter what, unless some off-the-field issues come up, but chance to move up the lineup a tiny bit and getting some really good blocks here. And that's just a no-no for any quarterback, but thought maybe we had a chance on that inside. Fiocco on the inside. Leverage may have it. And he stopped running. That's going to be intercepted. That is on Fiocco. That's an in-cut route. It's not an in-cut stop. That was an in-cut route. That's just, he did not finish the play. I mean, you look at, oh, it is actually an in-cut. Oh, damn. Nope, miscommunication, actually. I thought that was a full in, like he was going to run the route all the way, and maybe improvisationally wise he should have, but yeah, technically not his fault. Just a miscommunication from quarterback to receiver. I mean, it should be pretty obvious that he should have kept running, but I suppose, you know, when you don't really have that timing down, you kind of have to just run your route, right? Kylan Hill's going to gain about 2. I do like Kylan Hill, though. I don't like him as the starter, I don't think, but I do like him as a guy to come in to gain us a yard or two, to be honest. This Kylan Hill's going to get a chance. You can see, I mean, he doesn't go down right away, so I don't know if he's the number 2 exactly, but I will say he probably will come in on a lot of third downs, so Seth Williams maybe. Like I said, Fiocco I really like a lot, if you couldn't tell. And that... yeah, once again, it's hard to stand in the pocket. You're playing with a whole bunch of different players you don't know. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't know if you could trust them. And inside, nice burst from Ty Chandler, but he's going to be short, I believe. Ben Mason. Ooh, actually. I do like Mason, but I want to give McCreary a chance. And nice little cut to avoid the DT. Gains about 2. We're going to go to the running back. It's a freaking moonshot, and you'd really love Ty Chandler to dive at that, though. All right, 3rd and 10. Outside, and Tutu Atwell gets absolutely freaking handled on that play. Once again, Cole McDonald just kind of heaving it every time rather than standing tough and just delivering the throw, taking a hit, kind of just scaredly just chucking it. And of course, really bad gunner job. Punt's pretty good, and it's down to the 2 again. I mean, if there was a punter battle, it really wouldn't be much of one. 1st and 10 for the 2. Chance to get a safety. The first points of the board. No deep safety because of Stearns. And Jordan Davis, the big man, taking Joe Burrow down for the sack and the safety to go with it. That's what we were hoping to see, and there is nobody blocking for us. Bidet is just going to take it to the 30. That's a safety punt we got to the 30. That's not good. Quick out, or, quick throw to Davidson. Don't know if I really trust these ins. I mean, I said I wanted the quick play. Fiocco! And the ball is just not there. Kyle Hamilton in a speed battle. Of course, not a battle he wants to really participate in. Definitely lost as well. There has been a lacking of Ty Chandler, though, this preseason. Hit this throw, buddy. There you go. Tutu Atwell in the slot has been pretty solid. I think we have our 3. I think Fiocco's obviously shown himself to be the number 4. I don't think Amari's been bad. I just don't think he's been as good as the others. And that's a Fiocco play, and he holds on. He's been great. The outside, that's a really good throw. Slam dunk, no touchdown. I'm going to say he was down short. They're not going to let me pause. Well, that's fun. Kylan Hill potentially stealing the job here. Stealing the touchdown. That's a walk-in. Touchdown, Nighthawks. Yeah, I mean, 1 for 7 to start, 7 for 15 cents. I mean, that's That's some pretty good accuracy. I mean, where can he really go with that? I know it's the short side of the field in general, but... Oh, here you go. Tutu Atwell, that's a touchdown. Tutu Atwell's having himself a really good preseason game. Do have to say, though, you got to think with Cole McDonald having a pretty good preseason game here, that Kellen Mond's probably a little worried. Let's go underneath to Yeboah. Nice little truck move. Yeboah's actually been pretty good. I'd actually say Yeboah may have played like the number 2 in preseason here for us. So I think it's safe to say. And that is just a hit and a half. I mean, that is just crushing. The offensive lineman, Little, can't even grab him. 31 seconds, down 52-16. Denver really, I mean, they made their opportunities count. There's no doubt about it. This is probably a bit of a debatable return. The receiver, that Prohl doesn't even come close to stopping anyone. I don't know what he's doing there. They actually had a little bit of a chance to maybe sneak away with some yards, and they just kind of sold there. Darting deep. Don't really like the look here. Like I said with Yeboah, and he drops it. He dropped it so open. Oh, wow, that's bad. Amari Rodgers darting. Got a lot of small receivers in right now. And that's pretty good to come out of that one. And Darden, like I said, there is a lot of talent on this team. They show up at times, and it's just, you can't count anyone out. Obviously, I think we have a lot of the set up starters kind of set, but it's just talent everywhere. And Cole's going to slip away. And dropped by Williams. That would have been a play. Kind of setting up a clear out for Chandler. And that's a really good play for him to not only like reach out, but to tackle him after he missed. But regardless, that's going to be the end of the game. I don't know how I feel. I really don't. I like I said, the run game I think is just doomed. Offense, if the pass game can get some blocks, set up some better short passing play combinations, maybe they can compete. Defense, I think, is real hit or miss. I think they can be completely locked down, or they can give up huge plays. But overall, I really do believe in the defense, and I think the pass game has a chance to be okay. Quarterback, I mean, there's a lot of positions on this team that could be open for discussion, open for debate. But I do think Kellen Mond right now is probably the starter. You know, we've had you see those preseason where it's like, who could be the guy? You can't really tell. It's so close, but I think Mond has, once again, not really done enough, but everyone around him has not done enough to take the job. And, of course, Javian Hawkins was pretty good in that first, the couple of touches he had. So that's up for debate, too. But I think we're going to go with Javian Hawkins as the starter. We'll have our official starting lineup up next week when we play the Titans in Tennessee for the the season opener, their home opener, and see if we can at least keep it competitive. Once again, I want to be optimistic, but I'm also not going to be completely unrealistic. Our chances of winning this game are insanely low, but regardless, hope you guys enjoy this one. If you guys seen differently than I did on some positions, let me know what you guys think. We could maybe make a trade, but that would require us to give up draft capital because nobody wants our players. So do you really want to do that? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays. And then once again, if I do come back to streaming anytime soon, maybe this series would be what we stream. So maybe check out twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. And yeah, 400 likes and we'll upload episode 3, aka week 1, tomorrow. We can continue that streak going. Don't want to do it like, have like the whole season done within like a week or two, but, we'll keep it going. Why not? Well, it's kind of fun to go for like goals and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya.